Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So as we enter the middle of the trading week, as I reported in yesterday's Stockwatch, it was the turn of Microsoft and Google to announce their earnings report, and they did not fail to disappoint as Amazon actually posted a 90% revenue growth for the first quarter of 2021. And this is quite significant because it was the biggest quarterly increase the company has posted since 2018. And this was attributed to gains in PC sales from the coronavirus-driven shortages last year. So very, very significant numbers there for Microsoft. Earnings came in at $1.95 a share, and this was against $1.78 per share. And the revenue was just short of $42 billion. And this was versus an analyst expectations of just over $41 billion. So a nice excuse me, a nice $1 billion value there. And added to the buoyant sentiment as well, the company said its public cloud, which competes with market leader Amazon Web Services, grew 50% faster, which was against a 46% growth that analysts had expected. However, Microsoft shares are supposed to drop by 3% pre-market. So, there was a little bit of a sell-off as the market closed yesterday. But it's not all doom and gloom, as obviously the share price has jumped over 20% so far this year alone. So only one way for Microsoft at the moment, and this obviously added $400 billion to its value as well. And just keeping on the earnings season calendar, like I said, Google was also in the news as their revenue rose by 34% in the same period a year prior. The company reported advertising revenue just shy of $45 billion in the quarter, and that's a significant rise from $33 billion in the same quarter last year. And although these results are very, very buoyant for the company, with the onset of the coronavirus pandemic happening this time last year, it's easily comparable to what was going on this time last year. So I'm just pulling out a yearly chart, a couple of yearly charts for Microsoft to see the detrimental downturn for the first coronavirus wave. And now, obviously, as you can see, very momentous push to the upside, hitting record after record after record. As I said in previous videos, we had a little bit of a sell-off at certain points, but as you can see, it's eclipsed that and we're going higher and higher. As I said earlier, the share price is supposed to drop by about 3%, roughly about $255 when the market opens. So we'll just zoom in to see what the consequences are of that. As you can see, we're trading very far away from the Ichimoku cloud. Don't see it really being a cause for concern. We usually get sell-offs in stock prices when stocks are surging. You could say there is a slight bearish divergence that could kick in if momentum keeps on waning, but we're just seeing a bit more of an upturn in prices, and I'll expect it probably to bounce off this line and go higher. If for whatever reason we do fall lower and start touching the Ichimoku cloud, then sell positions are variable in this sense. So we could actually see a move back down to recent lows, roughly about the low end of the $230 mark. So this is what I'll be looking out for in the next few trading days to see if we can capitalize on any good bullish or bearish momentum. And just looking on Google as well, the last time I looked at it, as I said before, we've had this kind of hummingbird type pattern. This failed, but we've had this and this. We went through a sideways channel as well, and now bias is firmly on the upside. But we could see a little bit of downturn momentum if this hummingbird action does come into effect again. So I'll be looking to see if it starts moving down and touching roughly about the 2,200 area. And I'm just looking up at this box here to look for any sort of divergences and slowdown in momentum. But there doesn't really seem to be too much in the way of it faltering. You could say there's a slight bearish divergence here, but I don't think it's going to be enough to start really bringing prices lower. So if I just expand this sideways channel, I'll just be looking at these confluence areas for the next couple of trading sessions, and just to see if any intraday opportunities available as well. Just put it down to the 4-hour chart. So as I said before, we're seeing this kind of hummingbird action. Will we get a bounce off this top trend line to move prices lower? It will probably see when the market opens, and we'll see more clues on the RSI to see if this bearish divergence really kicks in and brings prices lower. So just a few things to look out for in the next few trading sessions before we end the trading week, and obviously the earnings season comes to an end, which is quite a big time for a lot of the big tech companies, especially the Silicon Valley giants as well. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.